So here I am standing in front of the Atelier, which I found by chance. This Atelier was actually in the city next to Constance, in a small town, and my name is Nilofar Mehrin, and I'm an Iranian artist. I've lived in Europe for about 30 years, more than 30 years, most of it in Italy, and now I'm in the border town between Germany and Switzerland, and I found this this capability of doing videos because of a co-working place, and because of Atelier, where I met a woman from Hungary who told me the story of her life, and it was so interesting that I thought, well, I should register this story because it's extraordinary. Her name is Agnes, and she told me about her marriage to her husband, who was who created a lot of problems for her. Now I wanted to show you this. This is the front of the Atelier, Kreuzlingen, and it's where I met another woman called Lenka, who is a social worker here, and I seem to, have found the right place for myself. I love the flower shop next to it, which is full of extraordinary flowers, and I wanted to talk about the the things that I'd done in another video about Chinese Turkestan, because Chinese Turkestan is Xinjiang, and today nobody is thinking about it as much as they were before the Ukraine crisis happened. Ukraine has taken over all the pictures after 90 days of war. What was happening in Xinjiang and in every other place, Syria, Africa, the rest of the world, it all came as not even second or third in the picture, but Ukraine has hogged the picture basically because of how intolerable it is that a nation that is nearly European has lost all of its independence, and we are completely at a loss at what to do about this. So many normal middle class people, in the Ukrainian nation, they're all educated and successful, and well integrated, and all of a sudden they lose their status in the world. It's amazing. it's like if something similar happened in England, it's very, very strong, the feeling of instability that one gets. Today I want to talk about about Turkestan, this Xinjiang. Because Xinjiang is a region that has only been in China since 1954, apparently, and it is sitting on huge gas reserves. So this explains why China is interested in keeping the people down and in putting more Han Chinese in the region and replacing the ethnic Uyghur group with the Chinese Han group. I really adore China for the huge progress it has made, and it is the pride of Asia because of all the good things that it's achieved. All the latest one being the sending of the rocket to Mars, and Zhurong, I think it's called, the little machine that's doing research and sending pictures, like Perseverance, like the other robots that are sent there by America. But that does not have anything to do with the genocide. I call it too an Asian genocide against the Uyghur people, who are ethnic and Muslims, and who have been living in that region ever since the Silk Road. This is absolutely outrageous. And forced integration with China is not going to bring China any good. I'm very sorry to say, but it's going to have its consequences. And even if today all the Muslim nations are keeping quiet about what's happening in Xinjiang, even the Pakistani ex-president Imran Khan was saying, I don't know much about the subject, but everybody knows what's going on, and of course everybody knows that it is tyranny, that it is a shameful thing that's happening to the Uyghur people and population. So what can you say? The thing is that not much can be done about this because of the status that China has today. I wanted to talk about and introduce Winston Sterzel, a South African man who's lived in China for many years and who has made documentaries about it, and his documentaries are called Serpenza, Z-A, and it's very interesting, all about China. Also, Winston was in love with China, as there are many other people who have been, and he has a Chinese wife and child, and Also his colleague, who is Lao Se or something. He's from New York. He's very interesting, their point of view of white men going and living in an Asian country like China with such deep roots in Asian history and mentality, which I don't think they quite understand, because coming from the Anglo-Saxon world, I think they are quite ignorant about what China is and Asia is about, really. The interpretation is interesting. I want to talk about Serpent Z and his colleague, because they talk about the real issues in China, and I think we have to make less compromises in accepting the old world mentality that the Chinese have, and they're wanting to keep the status quo. It is absolutely working against them, and very sad that they're doing this, because they have made a huge leap into the future, and I'm sorry that they're going to compromise that by the wrong decisions about this ethnic group. This will not bring them luck. If they believe in such things as the universe, the Xinjiang issue is going to bring them down, and not only are they not going to get Taiwan, which they have been after, but they're going to lose a lot over Xinjiang, because Xinjiang is protected by God himself. Those people are protected, and protected in that they are innocent. They have been innocent forever. I wish the Uyghur people well and pray for them. This is all for today.